I want to get these up. And these. I think I want these. Okay. This here. Okay. Now this is Denise Lynn's, I think it's Sacred Traveler cards or something. But I got them, and I have a deck that has their messages and stuff still on them. But they were so cool looking. I'm like, these would do really well as past life readings too. So I kind of modified them a little bit, trimmed off all their edges, and decided we're going to go and use them a little bit more as in the land of archetype and story and see what's going on. Okay, it's coming, it's coming. We've got the Sailor and the Brawler coming out, big time, big time. All right. We're getting the Sailor and the Brawler. We're getting a Drunkard and a Knight. This is really more about the husband. And as soon as I saw the Brawler, I got Tavern Wench, Tavern Wench, Tavern Wench. I think you knew him as a bar. I think you knew him. I think you were a behind the bar type of person. This is the child coming in. I think you shared a child. I think he was a roamer. Not a Roman, but somebody that liked to travel, somebody that liked to be doing things. Spiritual seeker is coming in with a child. Now, let's see where you're coming in as. You're coming in a little bit differently. Again, you're coming in behind the scenes as behind the scenes of the Brawler. There's always a fight going on. It's always fight night somewhere for you. The husband is coming in as a Sailor, Knight, and Drunkard. He's the one you love, but he does go off quite a bit. The child is getting you more in tune with what's going on. The children, the child factor is how you learn lessons of patience, how you learn the big lessons of life as our children are teaching us. That's always the way. And this one is still a little bit in the Peter Pan mode, going for adventure, going to seek adventure, going to seek adventure. What do we got here? There's a little bit of loneliness for you. You're finally in the scene here. You're right here. This is you, and it's like you're waiting for the distant land, for the time, for the whenever things get better, blah, blah, blah. There's a little bit of craftiness and planning going on for you over here. I want to see these this way for me. 1 second. Then I'll show you. This is coming through like movie film strip. You feel like you're perpetually waiting on or waiting for him to return from wherever he's traveling to, whatever he's doing. And you want to craft a different plan. You'd like to see things settle down. I don't know if he settled down with you or was willing to. But this is like always you're waiting for somebody to arrive, waiting for somebody to arrive. You're wanting to craft a plan. What else is going on with this? This is more your story. I want to see 3 more windows into this. This is showing you doing your stuff. This is like community that stays land-based. You're at the bar, and as the barmaid, as the tavern wench, really, like you're running the show. This is the establishment that you work in, and it feels like you manage but don't own the joint. It feels like you run a lot of the details. This feels like a family thing that is your family's side. Your family would be probably the bar owners of the situation. You looking out, and wanting more. Again, the seeker energy is coming through, waiting for the night. This is, again, you waiting for him. This is what you're doing in the meantime. There's a lot of family stuff, but he is definitely the traveler, always on the go. What are you doing here? Here, show her these. I want these back. I want to be able to read here. I want to know more about this plan, what's going on. It's almost like you'd like to have an anchor in port for him, so he is just home, and he's not home. He's got a wanderlust that's big. And I don't even think it's like Wandering Eye and all kinds of other women or anything like that. No, he just likes to travel, be on the road, seeking the adventure, be on the seas, seeking the adventure, be on the move. That's always what he's doing. You don't want to leave what is your family zone, so what do? Again. You're getting a little bit nervous about a ship going down. This is what's coming in, the ship and all the traveling and all the sailing. You're nervous about the ship going down. You want him to be home for a certain winter. It's like you have a premonition of something sinking or something going down. You want him home in the winter. You get this premonition in the fall. You're trying to give him warning. You have perspective that you're seeing, and it's like this is a far seeing into the future. I want to see what happens with this. You can show her these, but they might not make any difference to her. There's a little bit on the blend, but this is what's coming through. I want this still sideways. Yeah. You tell him that he needs to be home for a season. Like, I think you throw down an ultimatum to him. He needs to be home for a season because you feel very strongly that something's going to go wrong with the ship that he travels with, the ship, the crew, whatever. You tell him you don't want him on that voyage. And this is him standing looking out. This is him looking out, looking out, looking out. I think he agrees to your terms. He doesn't want to lose you either. And I think he realizes come at cost for you to be running the home front so much and him to be out adventuring. These are both you coming through. This is you like really ready to fight if you need to fight things off, fend things off, and also you needing rest. This is him. He's on the home front for you. It's finally a season where you're getting some of that. Now I want to see a little bit what's going on with these. He still drinks pretty heavy. When he's in his cups, he might be prone to fight. I don't think he's a mean drunk, but I think he enjoys his ale a lot, and I think he's enjoying it more when he's homeward stuck, when he's homebound, so to speak, and he's drinking a lot in this particular winter. I don't think he's on it. He's just not super responsible, but he does get it. What do we got? There's some sort of illness that sets in. Now this is coming in with the family and on your side of the family, on your side of the family. What's going on? It's coming in here. Let's put this here. What else do we have? This feels like your parents, the bar owners, the people that own the joint. There's illness going on. And it feels like your father. Yeah. This is talking about caretaker and whatnot, but I think this is it's coming through intuitively. Your father is ill, your father dies, leaves your mother behind. Now you are in charge of mom and the sibs and all of your family and the husband and the kids. There's a lot going on for you, but your father passes during this time when this is why he needed to be home. The ship was only part of the problem. It's like sometimes you get a little bit psychic blind. You can get your intuition, you can get your nudges as somebody that's tuned in, but you don't get to always know your own score. The universe won't let you know, have that good of a setup for yourself. They're not going to let everybody that's psychic win the lottery. That's just how it goes. But the ship going down, it wasn't just his ship going down. There was stuff in your family too happening. This is an important winter. This is an important season. What else is going on here? I think it came at great cost for him not to go. And then when the ship did go down, I think that he lost a few friends and companions about this. There was whisperings, and why didn't he go? Why didn't he go? Did he know something was up? Well, he knew because you knew. He knew because you knew, but there's gossip or talk about this. There's an unsettledness about this. Going into here. Sleepwalkers now. We're in the Sleepwalkers Tarot. You're honoring the gifts that you have with your intuition, the children you have. What's going on with you and the children and the home life after grandpa dies and grandma's in grieving? What's going on here for you? There is actually more synchronicity, even though you're bound, and this is coming through as the devil, but it's actually coming through as a new contract. It's actually coming through more as a Two of Cups contract. This is coming in, it feels like dark. It feels like he's chained and tethered, and he's the one that feels tethered, but you feel like it's more of Two of Cups. So there is some working things out that has to happen. He feels like you're the temptation that's worth staying home for, worth it. Four wands here, worth it. Yeah, he does see you as worth it. There's a lot going on. What happens? I want to go from the winter now into the spring, because the ship goes down. The grandpa dies. The bar has challenges. We want to go about 8 months ahead. So we're going from winter to spring to maybe June of this season. I think the trouble began in like October, November, end of October, November. There was a little bit worrisome. Long winter. Oh, grandpa dying in the depth of the winter. Yeah. Early December is when the grandpa died. Feels like this to me. And what's going on with the kids? and what's going on in the next year. Kids are happier by the next June. Kids are very much happier. You're happier. There seems like something that's interesting. And this is coming through as him. He chose to walk away for you, to give it up for love, to give up his adventure seeking, thrill seeking, thrill seeking. He finally gives it up for love and actually comes to find that he's a little bit happy. He's not been super happy on the land overall, but he's aging. I think he's got some of the sowing the wild oats out of his system. What else is happening? Move this forward, move this forward. I want more room. What's going on? I'm asking what's going on with the kids, and I'm getting a quickening of breath. I think there's another kid on the way. It feels like you have 3 kids, and it feels like this is the 3rd that's now entering the scene since he's been home for a while. This will be your baby and the youngest coming up. The youngest. The youngest feels like it's a boy in this life. This feels like you and the husband doing something a little bit different. The youngest feels like it's a boy. This is a real gift, and it makes things out on the home front. This is the baby he's most excited about, and I think it's based on gender, which is kind of sometimes how men are. I think the other 2 are girls in this particular life. It feels like you and your husband, 2 girls, then the baby boy. But it feels like the baby boy is exciting, that he is excited to be more home on this. Yes. A little bit of a challenge and heartache for the girls. The girls feel a little bit like, well, hey. You're telling the girls the world is in their own hands. You are pretty good with these girls. There are limited options and choices of what you can do. But what it feels like is you're showing them the world close at home, but also what they can do. You were taught well by your dad, the grandpa that passed. So their grandpa. You were taught well by him about what to do to help run the bar, maintain the bar, and you've been doing it behind the scenes, helping them on, picking up the slack, taking that. This feels like the family business that you guys keep in the family. You keep the business in the family in order to provide and do well. Yeah, this is just a matter of strategy and of practical need. This is what's going on. It's clear to you. It's clear to everyone around you. This is what has to happen. Later on, the boy wants to travel. The boy is here again. The boy wants to travel. The boy is like his dad very much. Wants to be traveling. You're not digging that idea. You'd like to keep him a little bit closer. You know what that's like. You've been through that. You can't keep him closer forever. This is something you know. We're years ahead. He has to go juggle too. He has to find his way. You're going to let him find his way. But it's tricky. The girls will stay closer to home, closer to where you are, and they will actually end up living close to home. Yeah, it feels like they settle close to home. These again feel like the girls here. They didn't love this, but they feel like they're coming into their own grace upon grace. Yeah. The girls are actually the business people in your family, and the men are more of the travelers, the sailor here, the sailor energy here. This one, they wants to break free now, just like the husband had to come home. This one comes through. It doesn't come through as 2 of Cups, but it comes through with his anchoring and tethering and this home thing. And the boy has to be allowed to go. It is in his karma. His dad will have taken him on the water here and there a little bit, but not like on big voyages. He wants to go on the adventure. Anything else? Has a lot of work for you in this life. A lot of work. You're running the whole show for such a long time. It's just a lot of work, but it's what you do. It's how it works. It is how it works. It's not something that is unhappy or miserable, but it is tough. It's tough work. It's good work. Nice work if you can get it, almost, but tough. Tough work. And again, you're the Knight of the Cups coming through here. This isn't your boy. This is actually you coming through as the Knight of the Cups. You're the one that's serving up the ale. So all I can tell you is like you own the pub. You're the bar wench, then almost the owner and proprietor. When after your dad passes, it becomes put to you. Which legally it probably wouldn't be put to you. Legally it probably needed to be in your husband's name. But nevertheless, it's your pub, hon. It's your place. It's where you serve. It's where you connect with community. Yeah, and this is where it is. I don't think you guys are short on money in this life. I don't think you're overly wealthy, but there's a lot of rowdiness, a lot of raucousness, and a lot of love going on in here. The three that you have is, it feels like you only have the three in that life. 2 girls, a boy. Anything else about the husband? How does he do with this? I think he's actually okay with this. Anything else? Yeah, he's more than okay with this. Happy ever after for him. Eventually, he settles down eventually. I think the son will follow the pattern that the father has set. Like, totally happy ever after this. He settles down. Anything else? It feels like there was a period of time before this baby boy came, before he returned home, where you were like ready to just be like, out of there.
Are they my children in this life?
I don't know. They could be. There's definitely strong connections. Now, sometimes, coming up out of here for a minute, sometimes in our past lives, we will have our parents be siblings or our siblings be our children. I mean, we can play different roles with each other in the soul family. I went in asking about you and your husband and kids in this particular past life. It wouldn't surprise me if they were your children in this life, but I didn't go in. I let it be open to what it was. It wouldn't surprise me if they were. Anything else we need to know on this? Let's go back to here. Is there any way? I get the feeling that they are. I get the feeling that they are connected. We have 3 butterflies coming through. Are they the children in this life? This isn't a tarot card. It's an oracle card. It's just a simple image of the woman and the 3 butterflies there. To me, this is a very confirming thing. To me, I would say yes. Are they the only children that you've ever had in any and all of your lifetimes? No. I think you have different connections. But these 3, it does feel like there's a repeat on here, and this is what it feels like has come through. But, you know, everything is pretty fluid. We're here in the Earth School experiencing gender, experiencing parenting, experiencing what it's like to be son, daughter, mother, father, whatever the role is. And we play different roles during different lifetimes, but we keep connected and keep these lessons. We learn forgiveness. We learn patience. We learn understanding. We learn unconditional love. We learn how to get over, you know, the roles of black sheep or golden child or all of this. We've been playing this game for a while. Just because we have the limited understanding of where we've been on Earth from this time forward doesn't mean it hasn't gone way in the back and it isn't going way in the future. It is all connected. We're learning, evolving, expanding. That's the want of the universe, to expand in love, expand in growth, expand in knowledge. And as individual pieces of the divine, this is what we do also. But yeah, I based on this, I would say yes. This is my take on it. You're asking me if it's my take, I would say yes. Now, is that always the case? Not always. Not always. Like I say, I came in one time and I was shown a past life where my mom and I were more on the level of peers. She wasn't my mother. She was more of my same age, more like sister or bestie, sister from another mister. That kind of energy was what was coming through in that one when I was seeing my own. So you'll know better than I, but that's what I've got. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I think you loved this little tribe of people really strongly. And I think it was hard for you to ask your husband, who was off sailing and off doing his thing, to be grounded. But I think you were wise in honoring your intuition, honoring the premonition. I think that was wisdom for you. But that's what I've got. It was gorgeous. It was very, very happy and blessed and challenging. Don't think that because it's hard work, there isn't gifts all through it. When life is hard and difficult and challenging and our patience gets tested and we get tested, when we get to the end of that season of life, whether the kids are going to empty nest or going from grade school to graduate school, there's seasons and times and chapters, and we see the richness of it sometimes after we're through the hard slog of it. And that's what it feels like this very much was. So that's what I've got. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And who were you? Let me show you again in case you forgot. Not just her, but also her. This is warrior woman that fights the fight as the bar wench. This, you strong energy in there. That's what I got. It's complete. Woo. It's beautiful. It's a stunner. And these are Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler cards. And I just snip. they to me, they spoke of past life. I might do it to her gateway cards too, because they're just absolutely on the money for me. Now, they may not be that way for everyone, but for me, it was worth it to try it.